Hi, this is Naomi with the Naomi Butler Show, and I'm going to show you how I set everything up to paint the sides because I do everything in black on the sides. And I have a little container that I just put black on, and it's Mars Black because Mars Black is going to be more opaque. The other blacks are a little bit more transparent, if you will. And I also, because I'll put two coats on here, I'll have a little bitty foam plate with some water in it so that when I get through with all four sides, I will put this that has paint on it in the water and then spray it again so it's really wet and put this other plastic plate on top of it and leave it setting overnight, and that way it's ready to go and use again, because after I get through with this, I throw this little sponge away. I use one per painting. So I just wanted to show you that. So I've got the paint already in this container. Instead of having to squeeze it out of a tube onto a palette or something, I've got it ready to go. And this is that Color Song painting that I had fixed. And I'm going to paint the sides. I'm going to show you how I do it. And you're going to see there are areas on some of the sides where you've got the canvas coming up to the canvas and it overlaps. So you've got a little indention there that an area where the two pieces of canvases meet. And so I want to get some of that paint down in that crevice. And then also, let me make sure I show that to you again, down in the crevice. And then I will take it and make sure it's straight coming across. We'll get some more paint and show you exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to put paint on the foam brush and then just slide it across so that it's even, getting an even coat on the edges. And don't worry about it if it brings a little bit more to the front than you want. You can just take your finger, go up a little bit, and I wipe that on my pants that have paint all over them. So I'm going to dip it in there again, and I'm going to just make sure I've got a good, I go on the back side, and I've got a good coating on this going all the way across, and this is on all four sides. And I will go to the back side as well. I'm going to show you that. And the back side has, let me make sure I get back here. The back side has the canvas, and I'll paint all the way down to, and it's okay if it gets on the wood, but I'll paint there, the corners, and make sure that I have covered the areas that connect really well, and dab in those corners and dab on the back side because that's where the staples and everything. So I put a good amount even on the first coat to make sure that it is properly done with as much black that's needed, or whatever color paint you're going to use, but I use black on the edges of mine. That way they're all uniform. And I'm just going to take it and continue on down the side. And like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you get a little bit on there that you may not want as much, like right there, it's probably got a little bit of paint. I'm just going to do that, but I'm not going to worry about it. So when I get through going on all four sides and all the back, then I will do another coat and then let that dry. And then when I varnish it, I varnish the front, the side, and then even to the back side And that way it's completely varnished all the way around for when it hangs. And this is that corner of the painting that I had repaired. And now you see the sides. And what happens when you paint the front of the canvas, it does sometimes have an edge to where the paint is. You might not take it around. And when you do the sides like I'm doing here, it may not be totally even, but that's okay. That is okay. And even when somebody sees it hanging, it's not like they're going to see the black paint that I've got on the side. Now, there is another way you could do this. You could smudge some of the black paint as it comes up and over just a hair, just a little bit, and have kind of an edge to it of a smudge of the paint. You could do that if you want. I think I've done that before, but I'm not planning on doing that with this one. So as you can tell, the first coat is not enough. And so when I come back with the second coat, it will be enough. It'll make a difference. So I'm just going across and making that even, and then filling in here to the edge of the canvas and also on the back side. So back side, here we go. You see how I'm doing that? And I don't know if you saw it. It's hard to hold the phone and do all this, but that's how I do it. And it will come together when I'm all done. And then I'll do the certificate and the wiring. But right now, let's just say I'm through with it. So I'm going to set it in the water. And I'm going to put it on both sides, make sure it's wet. And that way tomorrow when I do the second coat, I'll have a wet foam brush that hasn't dried out, and I can dip it back into the paint. I hope that helps, and that's just the way I do it. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.